Alright, I'm back. You could probably make a drinking game out of pet deaths in SCP. Yeah, you could. You definitely could. Got myself some aqua. There we go. I just need to. Whew. Yeah. Gotta stay in the motion, in the movement, the flow, and also have finished business, because that's the SCP. That's what it's called, finished business. Not unfinished business. No. The opposite. It's finished. We're done. Jesus, I knocked me phone. Euclid Newman. SCP-1704 is to be kept in a 15 x 15 x 6 meter humidity controlled containment chamber at Site 23's large object wing. All disappearance and remanifestation of SCP-1704 must be recorded, as well as all interaction between personnel and -1. Experimentation with or interaction with SCP-1704 requires permission from Dr. Galuzzo or Galuzzo. Or Gaiozzo. Additionally, personnel requesting access to SCP-1704 for work related to Project Orpheus 30 must report directly to Learson, Barrett, and Site Director Erickson. Ear protection is to be made available to personnel assigned to SCP-1704. SCP-1704 is an approximately 9 x 5.5 x 3.5 meter structure composed of animate, fully conscious human skeletons, hereby -1. The structure disappears and remanifests at irregular intervals each time the identity, arrangement, and exact number of -1 change. And the footnote says, that is to say, it ceases to exist in this reality and later resumes its existence with the manifesting. Okay. Approximately 240 ±30 fully intact skeletons compose the bulk of SCP-1704. The remainder being bones and bone fragments, along with a cementing material composed primarily of bone dust that holds the structure's shape. Instances of -1 have limited mobility, and provided that their jaw bones are intact, vocal communication. Footnote. Instances of -1 communicate with voices appropriate for the stated identity, despite the lack of any muscles or organs that would be necessary for these activities. Separation of any section of SCP-1704 from the main mass has resulted in the cessation of all anomalous activity from the removal material, including the manifestation. All instances of -1 are capable of communication in at least one language, and those interviewed have been able to provide identities and personal information consistent with a person who has died within the past 60 years. This is like the second time this weekend that we had people, and the second time today, and the third time this weekend we had people dying and somehow coming back. Further commonalities between all interviewed members of -1 have been identified. The subject was 68 years of age or older at the time of death, because we had came back haunted yesterday with Bobby Dunbar, and then we had the very first one, Depth Shop, and now we have this one. The subject was a practicing member of an organized religion for at least 30 years and at the subject's time of death. The subject has no history of drug abuse, sexual activity, or violence outside of what they believe to be the prescribed limits of their chosen religion. The subject and the immediate family had no outstanding. Actually, this is the fourth time, because we also had the guy who got skinned yesterday, who then came back from the dead. The Ecosia father from yesterday. The subject immediately found no outstanding debts or obligations that were expected to cause significant financial distress at the time of the subject's death. The subject died of natural causes that were not attributable to environmental factors. Oh? Nene? I will read that it's serious topic, so I will read that a different time after the stream. The subject died of natural causes that were not attributable to environmental factors. At time of death, the subject felt contented with their life, had close relationship with all members of his extended family, and considered themselves ready to die. In contrast to the pet death thing, you shouldn't make reanimation thing into a drinking game, because you die of alcohol poisoning real quickly. Yeah, because we just established got 4 SCPs that were all about reanimating or somehow coming back from the dead. Instances of -1 claim to recall events after their death and prior to incorporation into SCP-1704. While the exact imagery and sequence of events varies between subjects, all accounts involve the subjects approaching a state which approximately they believe in the afterlife before being denied access by a hostile entity. Is it the devil? This entity has never been identified by the subjects. Physical description vary but rarely correlate with any real, fictional, or mythological entity with which the subject is familiar. Could be Loki, who's just shapeshifting, you never know. This is frequently depicted as an act of envy or revenge. Subjects have identical recollection of being turned into a skeletal state and being deposited in and connected to SCP-1704 while inside an apparently featureless area. Those that have been interviewed on multiple occasions report returning to this area during times which SCP-1704 has demanifested, where other portions of SCP-1704 will be replaced or reorganized. Typically, what the fuck happened there with my voice? Typically, instances of -1 express feelings of hopelessness, confusion, and doubt, and are often reluctant to communicate with Foundation personnel or other -1s. Subjects will often obsess over the details of their life, frequently questioning whether some unidentified and unfinished business was responsible for the incorporation into SCP-1704. No. Your business is finished, my good friend. Members of -1 uniformly report intense physical pain and discomfort resulting from a combination of high sensitivity to atmospheric conditions, particularly humidity and temperature, high limited mobility, and the weight of the rest of SCP-1704. Due to this and the aforementioned psychological distress experienced by -1, distress vocalization are considered normal behavior. Personnel with clearance for -1704 or higher, including those working on Project Orpheus 30, should consult Dr. Sanmugasundaram and O. Krudlauich for theories regarding the exact nature and origin of SCP-1704. I'm sorry to everybody if I butcher names, especially if like a name is like from like a different country. I apologize when I just can't say it correctly, or if I put the inflection in the wrong spot. I try my best. You can only expect so much from me. Addendum: SCP-1704 was recovered from a global occult collation facility in Karlsruhe, Germany in December 2012. Along with the 3 other items later given special containment procedures and 14 classified as anomalous. No, footnote. See documentation on Project Orpheus 30 and joint SCP-COG file 4-261 for further information. The Foundation was alerted to an XN-class interdimensional breach scenario in progress and provide relevant expertise. See document 792-1704 for details. Along with 36 Class D personnel, it was determined that extraction of a number of items, including SCP-1704 from the breach, was necessary for full containment. Pretty fucked up to die after being in contact with your life and ending up as a skeleton Katamari. Not only that, but you also end up as a skeleton Katamari that thinks you didn't finish something in your life. It's like that one feeling, you know, where you sit down and you're like, am I forgetting something? Like, why do I feel like I was supposed to do something, but I done everything I remembered? Why do I feel guilty, as if I forgot something? You know that feeling? 3 instances of -1 have claimed identities consistent with persons who were listed as missing since the recovery of SCP-1704. Review of relevant GOC documents show that these disappearances are consistent with the known activities and abilities of KTE 4821 Grey Light C joint SCP-COC file 4-261. In light of this, research regarding KTE 4821 Grey Light has been incorporated into Project Orpheus 30, and SCP-1704's documentation is slated for additional updates. Okay. This is apparently related to SCP-792, which, according to the author, the reader is supposed to break out from document 792. Ah, I see. 792 was that one again. That should be on my OT channel. Yeah, YouTube Studio, please. Let's see if we can figure this out. Seven, 9. 792 you said, right? Which is right here. The body farm. Oh, yeah. I think I remember this one, yeah. I think I remember that one. Do I still have the thumbnail for that? For that bad boy?